Right, it's 5 o'clock now, 5 past 5, and I've been out and done a bunch of things today, and I just thought I'd say this. So I thought I'd try something that I don't usually do. I might do it every here and there, not very often though. But like for example, when I went to the Wellington vs Bay of Plenty game, there was heaps of lookalikes on my relatives, and some of them looked very aggressive at me, but not at the other Wellington fans, but at me. And then there was the Bay of Plenty, those who weren't. Where they looked worried. I don't know if it was like sad for themselves or worried because they think there's something wrong with me, or maybe they're trying to make me think that they think that. I don't know. But it's alright. It's that, and every time in recent times, and in recent times, because they always used to come and see me at work, not every day, but I used to see them once every month, or when it comes to the lookalikes, they'd act the same and give me the same treatment, probably like once every 3 weeks or something. And I've had they're like lookalikes of girls that I was interested in my late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, and they're like, oh, he thinks he's so cool, he thinks he's so this and that, when I'm like at the gym or at work, when I was at the station. So here's the thing. The eczema. I don't own a dog, and dogs don't come in here, and I haven't patted a dog at any time recently. So, and I like dogs. The only reason why I don't own a dog is because I don't want the dog to be cooped up in this little place, because the poor dog will be cooped up in this little place. And it deserves a lot more space. It deserves to live on a farm. It deserves to, have a lot of free pasture to run around in, and it deserves to have a lot of dogs nearby. There is dogs around here, and then I can take the dog out there and for a walk and let it run over there. But if I'm working and the dog is stuck in here all day, people say, oh yeah, but dog is good therapy for people who have autism and ADHD, but you got to also think of the dog. Now, I'm not saying that people with autism and ADHD have a dog are selfish, because who knows, they might have a lot bigger property, They might live out in a farm, or they might work from home in their own time or whatever, and they're able to take the dog everywhere, and the dog's got heaps of space, and there's plenty of other dogs nearby. And yeah. So I obviously got to nourish it, like feed it and all that, but that's not a problem. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm guessing probably about, I don't know, because I never used to pay for the dog food back in our parents' place, but let's say $50 a week or something for food for the dog, probably. Guessing. Well, here's the thing. How did I get onto that? Eczema. It's repressed emotion. Because I know I talk to myself, obviously, spare time and all this type of thing, and majority of it is positive. And when something negative comes up, the majority of the time it's been instilled in me from what I've heard always from, in my past, right? So I'm able to realize that's where it comes from, and then I returned it to sender by picturing It'll be let's say it was said by hundreds of people in the past, right? This is in the past. Like I'm talking about up to mid-20s, right? But then two or three people that said it a lot, right, will come up to my mind, and then it'll be the exact words they said, and so when it comes to my mind, I know it's not from them. So I'll picture those people in my mind, and then I'll say it to them, like I'll be talking to them, like, no, actually, no, you're this, you're that, because and then it will go away, because that's where it came from. But then the high majority of the time, it's positive up in here. Yeah. So here's the thing. About those girls. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned about those girls. Yep. And then relative lookalikes. I'm trying something that I don't usually do. I've done it a couple of times before, I think. I just can't remember when, but I'm pretty sure. I'll even say his name, but this guy, Connor Reynolds, he used to come and go out of my life. I met him when I was about 16, and so I lived in Hawke's Bay so my birthday's in March, so the January before I turned 15, which is back in 2003, my immediate family moved to Hawke's Bay because my dad said it was to avoid the traffic. I don't like things that come on my screen, so I try to swipe it away without it going off here, He said it was because he wanted to get away from the traffic, but obviously as you get older you realise that your grandparents weren't well, and you were helping them out with, and just hanging out with them, and by the time it was 2006 is when my nana passed away in 2007, so anyways, typical ADHD thing there, going off on another tangent. So here's the thing. He would come and he would go like every 6 months, and there was a couple of times, and he wouldn't reply to any of my messages that I sent to him, and at times he'd just take off and I didn't know where he was at. But when we did get together, it was like a good time, and if he wanted alcohol, he would give me drinks, he'd give me some of those that he bought, and I'd drive him to the bottle store and he'd give me some of that, and if I was a sober driver, he'd give me spending money, but there's other times where it's crashed night, but that would happen, but then I wouldn't hear from him for 6 months, and even though he was living in the same region, he wouldn't answer to any other texts or calls I sent him. And there was other times, there was two times he actually left my birthday party. And I forgot, but then I remembered. I had about 10 people there or something. This was like late teens, early 20s, and on these two occasions he left my birthday party because he had better options and better places to be, was his words. And that felt stink, so that happened a couple of times. And also I now remember a number of times he said that my name wasn't Daniel Mohi, it was Daniel Mohi. Actually, scratch that. Your name is Daniel Poohi. And obviously I can laugh about it now at the age of 37, like how childish is that, but obviously when you're in your late teens, someone says that your name is not Daniel Mohi, it's Daniel Mohi, and then they say it again, it's actually Daniel Poohi. So anyway, last night I joined this. I've got a profile on Facebook so I can do the ADHD. Okay, so I can join the ADHD online group and the autism online group, right? So last night he sent me a friend request, and I accepted it. But then I was thinking for about half an hour about whether I should get rid of it or not. And obviously I remembered these things, and so I got rid of it again. So bye-bye, Connor Reynolds. See ya. My name is Daniel Mohi. See you.